Honourable Member, Deputy Speaker.
My good opposition leader, we do not have quorum, so I suspend Parliament to the further ring of the bell.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Member Governor for Manus will lead us in prayer.
Our grace.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Power and glory forever and ever. Amen. Honourable members, I acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the delegation of clan leaders representing Makam District. Saki Mania Plenona of Kenantu Mine Limited. On behalf of the National Parliament, I extend you a warm welcome. Clerk, notices? Addition? Honourable members, question time. The Honourable Governor for Morobe.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before me ask some question, let me without notice, me talk. Thank you, share some member below. Makam, you can see more Lenonos blimi law. Makam authorize, Lenonos law, you mean said law. Can to mine? Plantiline no sabe se multi can to mine stab said law. Eastern Islands ta solbat. All body and sleep Eastern Islands, but all the facilities stablo Morobe. So me talk thank you, Luximol. Leaders blimi come, law. Hearing blow law, this dispute over sampler ground. Mr. Speaker, my question without notice, a few unrelated questions, but to one portfolio minister, Minister Maru, Minister in charge of SEZ, investment, international investment, and at the same time now, PNG Power. Mr. Speaker, Acting Speaker, a long time ago, Pinisi got announcement of some state interest along acquiring some share or maybe all share. Minister can explain. NBP oil, na supply investor was said long oil palm industry using this facility where national government put in was state equity funding and other plus sources of government. And there was a previous question by Governor Blong Meding asking if that exercise were to happen, how would that capture provincial governments and DDAs in that process? Is that still happening? And is the policy, Bloyumi, take charge of that particular industry? Is it still a discussion ongoing? Suppose Minister can clarify. Number two, Mr. Speaker, you have in Makam, Yumi got plenty ground stuff. Ground were fertile, a big ground through. Now, Minister been come hosting of the event long lay in the discussion of special economic zones and the expansion and plan Kirapian Plantial Zone. The provincial government work on them land on us, make him available ground, state ground as well as ILG ground. Na dislow ground now mi walk ready stop. Minister, by you giving me SEZ license to work on the Mibla or Nogat because the landowner since visit blue or come wait already all offer him ground. Mibla provincial government too ready him ground na walk put him so Mibla like Save suppose by you committee misla lo Mibla walk on the mi locks him SEZ status. Number 3, Mr. Speaker. China's growth now, unimaginable growth and expansion, technology, size of the economy, at some stage will surpass America. Now, there's opportunity available in the Chinese economy where we can partner. Mr. Speaker, Australia, most mama blimi, mama am not upset, mama and mama. But still, time mama sinan lao, she must go na find him own relationships blue. Mr. Minister, ikat thinking lo yumi expand him trade and special economic zone. China am lead now, the mother of manufacturing inside the world now. Is there an appetite for us to have serious discussions with China on downstream processing, expansion of special economic zones, or is it just a talk, lo yumi talk stop? As I said, with due respect to Australia, mama no senis, but you must reach out to all countries. So, Mr. Minister, we're hearing that there's some events happening, Lodisla, so what is the mode of that discussion and how is serious? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister for International Trade and Investment.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I'd like to thank you, member, the Governor Blong, Namorobe Long, very important, a series of questions. Number 1, you talk about equity long, Ramu Sugar, or Ramu Agri Limited. Bila confirm na talk sa lo country na parliament na people of Morobe too na people of Medang. State has been in negotiations through my ministry long. You must start buying into Ramu Sugar and Ubrin palm oil. It cannot continue to be 100% owned by Orlando Mill outside. We must start to take ownership of these companies, taking my equity. So company, after me visit him, headquarters long Malaysia, na totok lo chairman, na group managing director, only agree that state he can, together with private sector partners, Yumi can negotiate na buy, or like sell him down 30% of Ramu Agri Limited. Our valuations have been done, and before the end of this month, will give me a deadline. Government, through Kumul Agriculture, hopefully 2 of our private sector partners, Mibla together, by raising 300 million, na Mibla offer lo buy him 30% of Ramu Agri Limited. I am hoping that this deal will be concluded and the purchase can happen next month. It will mean that our good treasurer has to make available my state equity in the budget for this year so we can progress in the transaction. It is a very important move. Taimibla successfully completed first phase. We think every time you talk the whole provincial government too. Lo taking my equity, lo la business. And by including Medeng na Morobe where Ramusuga Shiranlong. That discussion must happen, and I'm happy to lead that discussion. Misawa New Britain Palm Oil is law, West New Britain, New Ireland, Milan Bay. Discussion long, sell down long, all two must come up. Before time, New Britain Palm Oil buy him. New Britain Palm Oil, the current owner, only by Mogada save the provincial governments too. So I think it's time to have the discussion to buy back into New Britain Palm Oil, and especially all provinces where business is established. So we are starting the process. We are looking forward to concluding that next month. Now, public units by start law owning back 30% of Ramu Sugar Limited. That company is a very profitable company. It makes 30 million in profit every year. We have invited 2 of our super funds to join the state in this acquisition. And we are looking forward to concluding that at the end of next month. The first question, blue you. The second question, blue you ask him long. As he said, lo morobe, in particular lo agriculture, me by come next week, lo come visit more ground, blue you pla, look, talk, na, you need lo karem, as he said, submission, blue you come long. Lo mina go lo cabinet now. While you me talk, I have not seen a submission yet. I will actually come down, visit Morobe next week, visit the land, totally blogadana. I want to see the submission come through fairly quickly. While I have the opportunity, Governor Mima talking you now, member of Lolay, the Deputy Prime Minister also Mibla approved in principle NEC Peninsula Lolay Port by come up a license, as he said, up to now, PNG Port has not applied for a license. I'm very disappointed. And we must talk straight. So, some time, Mibla hold up, and will investor hold up. So, Mibla, example me give him. Lastly, me talking about Australia, Peninsula, time me go around Australia, PNG Business Forum, Australia, defense, and you got agreement with them Australia, and Mibla respective. Our future trade and investment is with China. They are our biggest trading partner right now. They are also the biggest trading partner of Australia and New Zealand. They have free trade agreements with both countries. We are going to follow the example of Australia and New Zealand, and we plan to go to China now. Me have mamas lo talk sabe lo Parliament was me sign him agreement finish one time my counterpart in China, and we are going to, as soon as Cabinet approves my paper, which has been in the system now for a couple of weeks, by me studying trade negotiation, one of them China, Logonsa trade agreement between Papua New Guinea and China for the first time. This negotiation will start this year. So I'm number one talk. Number two talk. 41 years now, me plus I go to Australia every year long. Business Forum na Trade Expo, organized by the PNG Australia Business Council. 41 years now running. We have never organized such a forum in China. And yet, China is our biggest market. So this year, the details will come out next week. For the first time, PNG will organize the PNG China Business Forum and Trade Expo in Guangzhou on the 19th, 20th, and 21st of October. By come up now, China. By me, Kudu Blayumi, Bilas Blayumi, we are going to make a big move to enter that market in a very big way. That's a government-to-government arrangement. Now, Mila give you the province by come lo have na market yourself. Put in store, go and market your products and your services and investment opportunities in every province. Not only companies. This time I'm going to call every governor, Karim Sing Sing Blayu, Bilas Blayu, no come have na perform. And show them what the opportunities are in your respective provinces. So next week by details they come out long venue, Amas Balmani pay him long. Golo Hub, at the high level, we've agreed between the government of China and the PNG, or some got 1,000 PNG delegates, now got 1,000 Chinese delegates. It will be the biggest business forum and trade expo of all time. And we are going to enter China in a very big way starting this year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Acting Speaker, the good minister, my question without notice goes to the good Minister for International Trade and Investment. Now, please, the way I'm talking, mipla stop pinis, Mr. Acting Speaker. Mipla alright pinis. So now I must clear him how mipla alright lo next question too. Mr. Acting Speaker, my question goes to an undertaking commitment that was done by Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare himself in 2002. Related to the PMIZ in Madang. This is 24 years ago, Mr. Acting Speaker. Now, in that, in 2023, the good treasurer came and announced that there was 300 million kina that was invested for PMIZ, and without any trace. There's no record of where the 300 million kina went to develop the PMIZ. PMIZ, the potential, with 20% of the tuna's resource on planet Earth, once again, planet Earth, 20% of the resource, Mr. Acting Speaker. Now, this tribal minister for international trade and investment, Naam Toktoge, what has he done since he became the minister to create hundreds of thousands of jobs for the youth bulge, for the unemployed, to bring in 3 to 5 billion kina in investment? Mibla no lukim, but em Toktoge, mibla stapines. Now please, I must talk na clear him, this honorable house and the people of Papua New Guinea, especially the people of Madang that have been waiting for 24 years to tell us exactly what he's going to do in the next 8 months for this PMIZ, Mr. Acting Speaker. We have had a gutful of lip service and rhetoric. We want to know deliberate and intentional action, and we expect this minister to deliver. Thank you, Acting Speaker.
Minister for International Trade and Investment.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Thank you long. Opposition Leader will ask him a very important question and timely question. Yes, we have waited for 24 years, I can confirm that. Number two, that loan you talk about, 300 million, never came from China Exim Bank. I mean, no come, so no got wolf, no got power, no got water. While the government by ground law. Yes.
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order. Member for Madang, yes. Welcome to the House. Your point of order.
My point of order is to just correct the Minister that there's over 100 million on two tranches, 100 million US, that we actually incurred a loan. It's on the Treasury records. The Treasurer can confirm that. So the statement that we received nothing or up to 300 million, I'm aware of 100 million US that was confirmed, received, and we are still paying it off through Treasury. So I ask that he check the records of Treasury on that. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Madang, I'll allow the Minister to continue on and maybe he can explain from what you have raised in your point.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I was aware the loan was lapsed, so it never came, but we can check that. But basically the government bought 25 hectares of land we call PMIZ, Amistred, at a cost of 3 million. That was done by the NA government, Amistred. But you cannot build the PMIZ without a wharf, without water, and without power. Let me clear. Up to today, we don't have those prerequisite facilities. So what did I do since I became minister? We look so you got over 500 million of building. So I went to and started negotiations with ADI, who already own a wharf next to PMIZ land, at a place called Vidar in Madang. A wharf which has a draft of 12 meters, meaning big ships can come in. And adjoining land, 650 hectares. And past one them ground or calling PMIZ land. So rather than me gonna build him Nupla wharf, Ken, the wharf is already there. It doesn't make sense. We have now concluded the negotiations for the state through KCH now, ADI to build the first cannery, a 300 metric ton cannery. The state solicitor has cleared the joint venture agreement, and I expect the agreement to come through to cabinet in our next NEC meeting. And I'm sure the good Prime Minister will give it priority. For this paper to be tabled, now you may approve it. The GG has to sign the agreement, and we can commence the immediate construction of the first cannery in PMIZ. 3 governments haven't built it. The Marape government will build it starting this year. I can assure you, and assure Parliament. Already, we have Narbla Tubla, cannery to all come na sit down on the same land, which is owned by RD, 650 hectares. The master plan is being finalized. We will look forward to putting my PMI starting. We hope that by next month we should launch a project. Assuming the NSC clears it, now GGM sign agreement want them ADI on behalf of the state, the JV agreement. So yes, we waited a long time. Enough of the talk. I agree. As long as cabinet approves the submission, I can assure you before the end of August, I expect the Prime Minister to go and launch PMIZ after 24 years of wait. The Marape government will deliver it finally. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Goroka.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Thank you, give me opportunity to ask you one important question go along Prime Minister Blimi, member of Kari Pori. Question Blimi, I mean, regard to two key institution Blimi in the country, the Electoral Commission, the Ombudsman Commission. Question Blimi without notice, but before me asking question, Mr. Acting Speaker, please allow me to working on the Lilik statement, and I think it's a very key statement. Instead of 50 years since you missed law, this is the country formed long we now have shown big respect to all women. Why me talk so? Because this is the key institution now. Ombudsman Commission, you got one Mary running. Electoral Commission, you got one Mary running. Now, public prosecution, obviously, we do want Mary running. Instead of 50 years, now you mean showing, this parliament is showing recognition on Mary Blimi are capable of running big public constitutional office. Now, Mila talk, thank you, Lord. This government recognize him, all Mary running. Question Blimi without notice, I'm simple. Appointment from all commissioner, Ombudsman Commissioner, you working finish. Appointment from Electoral Commissioner, you working finish. So when I'm time by me appoint him all key line where supporting Chief Commissioner, Electoral Commissioner. The deputies are not appointed yet. So this is the question me asking the Prime Minister because we have the election coming around the corner. Now this position needs to be filled before you go to election. Now, side Ombudsman Commission, we need to have a balance in the system where there must be 3 ombudsmen, tupla. So we can balance the work we're also working on. This question, Blomi, is to the Prime Minister. Answer him and give him clarity of the positions. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Acting Speaker. I want to acknowledge the member for Goroka for asking me these 2 questions, very important. But taking this time, I want to confirm to this House the appointment of Dr. Nicole Helly as our country's Electoral Commissioner. It came through a due process, and just to clarify one talk between member of Goroka, I work him, you appoint him. Me like to, Prime Ministers are unilaterally appoint him. You may understand him talk between Blogan, but the country must clear. The committee, Electoral Commission, Commissioner Appointment Committee. The FOPLA key constitutional officers are seen on Logan. Prime Minister Wampla, Opposition Leader Narpla, Chairman of Public Service Commission Narpla, Permanent Parliamentary Committee Chairman of Appointment of Narpla. FOPLA, you may have seen on, but the process, public service, cabinets are running. They come through advertisement, you go out, and the selection process are run in the current process for appointing this electoral commissioner. I think, if my memory is not wrong, 11 applicants applied, and through the process of shortlist, final 3 shortlisted, and 2 names were uplifted to the committee, and the committee then processed in a transparent manner, and it was unanimous that the Big Maria, Dr. Nicole Helly and Mikisim Slawok She studied the entire election process since 1997. Outside, you may be running election in the country. And let me clear, we hope it may go forward, but make sure that he may resource him good electoral commission and assist him in delivering fair election long 2027, and not just beyond this, long get into making some law work where committee law Governor Bed he established him. We started the work. Some law where we can help him, we may help him finish this year. 50 million kina we play release him finish Kolong electoral commission. When I establish budget, he go finish. And we hope when she settles into office, there's some technicalities where fixing contract block and kind of similarly process him. So at the earliest, we hope him go inside. It is a transition period. We hope the current electoral commission staffs, irrespective that a new electoral commission has been appointed, and they do not do things that is contrary to the due processes in the electoral commission. I'm hearing there's some mad rush for appointments in this week. I hope that is not through. Allow the new electoral commissioner to take place. She comes in with no attachment to anyone in the electoral commission right now. And that's the reason why, in my view, one of the greater reasons why she was appointed. No attachment with anyone, whether deputy electoral commissioners or directors or Igoran Long Olga provincial election managers or staff returning officer finish. Australia, I'm coming with no relations to anyone. And we wanted to have a fresh lens into the structure at the central level and the structure nationwide, so that the staffing want them relevant people, and then those relevant people get to assist in the process of election. So the selection belong Big Maria come through an independent, competent process. Committee belong Makim, Mipla Fopla sit down, Mipla one bell Makim. Display Nupla Electoral Commissioner. Nothing against Opla acting electoral commissioner. It's just a due process and the ranking. In fact, the total score rankings have ranked image much higher. The Ombudsman Commission to one kind. You got the Ombudsman Commission Appointment Committee. Me like talk thank you long the former Chief Ombudsman. He served his time. He was in the Ombudsman Commission for so long, but when his reappointment agenda came up, it was in the wisdom of the Ombudsman Commission Appointment Committee. In that appointment committee, he got 5 members of the legislative committee. Again, Prime Minister, Staff Legislative Committee, Opposition Leader, Staff Legislative Committee, Chief Justice, Staff Legislative Committee, Public Service Commission Chairman, Staff Legislative Committee, Permanent Parliamentary Committee, Chairman, Appointment, Staff Legislative Committee. So 5 was see through. The gentleman asked to be reappointed. The committee sat and said that he served 6 years, 1 term. We felt that allowed the position to be advertised, and through the advertisement process, he is qualified to reapply. Anyone else apply, and the process will then see who applies, and will pick someone as soon as the application process has been completed and the matter brought back to the appointments committee. But at that meeting, the committee felt that the most senior ranked at the time, current acting Ombudsman Commissioner now, Ombudsman Commission woman, Tabitha Suari, he appointed as acting Chief Ombudsman Commissioner right now. So the advertisements have gone out, including advertisement belong the NARPLA Ombudsman Commission position is vacant. People advertise in 2. So 2 people them advertise. The process is running. As soon as the process is complete, then the same committee will convene to appoint those successful applicants who come up through that process of advertisement and selection. Thank you. I hope this is sufficient, but we expect everyone in those constitutional office holders to do the right thing for the country, and hopefully their work assist the constitutional officers' function. Thank you, Thomas.
The Honourable Member for Bulolo.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, sorry, mula to Assistant Speaker. Acting Speaker, sorry. Question domi am golo gupla Prime Minister Luimi na milaki Minister of National Planning na Commerce and Industry. One time gupla Treasurer take note. Mila tok ta solo IDG, question ni golo IDG one time BDG blo wafi golpo na Hidden Valley mine. One time legal mining leases. Now you may talk stop and side blow MOA blow Hidden Valley and we continue maintenance blow Bololo Highway one time all business spin-offs blow power or electricity one time environmental monitoring. So papa ground no sem wato TLG stop blow side blow papa ground blow Hidden Valley emoli no got power na no got look sawe lo school blow even road maintenance. So, sub question ta solve one time by me implementing this law MOA because in those MOA mo got problem long bla bla solving through this MOA. Number two, one time by government release all BDG and IDG because Bololo district and me miss out big time since 2023. Finally, one time by Department of Commerce na industry by engage one time people lo Bololo. Lo working on startup, business startup. Na business development grant, one time by release. Ano need lo wafi goal po mine. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I beg your pardon, Acting Speaker. Thank you. I thank the member for Bololo for asking this series of important questions pertaining to Hidden Valley. I would assume he did mention Hidden Valley, but in his last question on BDG, he made a reference to Wafi Golpu project. But in any case, the substance of the question is about the Business Development Grant, MOA, review, and IDG. I want to phrase my reply by indicating that BDG and IDG is not a constitutional or legal sort of entitlement. This was a policy-based grants that came into our government policy metrics and budgeting process since the National Alliance-led government in 2008, 2009, thereabouts, when PNG LNG project was birthed. And then successive governments have made it become part of our government policy. The Hidden Valley mine, through the mining lease, operated in as far as I could recall, outside of that ambit or the realm of being a recipient of BDG or IDG. And I have to reconfirm, and I'll get back to the member concerned, whether this year's budget we have funding allocation for Hidden Valley. Because Hidden Valley is a brownfield that has been running for some time. Brownfield meaning an old mine that has been running for some time. It may have been outside of the realm of BDG and IDG policies and allocations. Let me confirm this. If in the review that is currently going, the MOA review, and for the extension of life in Hidden Valley, it is only fair to speaking without the advice from the department. It is only fair also that they brought into the picture, subject to the budget process. If it is not in 2026 budget, then we can certainly pick it up in 2027 budget. Condition precedent that MOA is signed and the extension of mining lease is given to this important mine that is operating in between in the Bulolo districts and the Wau districts. I want to, for Wafi Golpu, IDG and BDG, I'll get back to the leader concerned and to Morobe Governor. We have been releasing, whilst we budgeted a certain amount in our budgets, possibly only 1 year that we have released the full. Other years we have released some, but not in full. Now some districts are beneficiary to this. My mind tells me that remember your own district may have picked up 5 to 7 million last year. I may be wrong. Let me recheck my notes again. So I'll get through the disbursements from central government to recipients on the BDG, I beg your pardon, IDG. But we also this year put some BDG funds. The status of those transfers, I am not privy to know what has been transferred. I give my undertaking to the member. I will do a personalized letter reply as well as a public statement for the benefit of his constituent and Morobe Province later on. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Talasia.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Question without notice by the Prime Minister. Acting Speaker, firstly, me like look save long government long Maraperoso government. Look save today long amenimol mamalo. Why work long karamapim all extractive industry inside the country so that it can get direct benefit. It can go back good long all papa ground na the state. Inside long planning law this law amendment today. He put him a notice now along all investors long they must live by the conditions or go by the conditions of the state and the resource owners. Planning law this law amendment he will targeting the sort of extractive industries but me no looking inside long agriculture sector. So me like ask him a question to the Prime Minister long Toksave long house and Toksave long all districts no province where me play engage inside long agriculture. By this all amendment by targeting to all agriculture sector, by got all amendment of this law so that it can get look save long all export levy, lo time long exporting mas benefiting mas go back long all resource all districts, na long all provinces too. So me like asking my Prime Minister lo tok sabe, government got ting long amending this law too or not, where I'm surrounding my all agriculture sector. Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. I want to thank the member for Talasia for asking these important questions. This morning at Government Caucus, we were indulged with the presentation by World Bank on the current status of agriculture. World Bank in the study have found the agriculture sector in the last few years have directly put about 40,000 new jobs, not the paid jobs that we call, but economically engaged Papua New Guineans into the market. And so agriculture, and they've also affirmed our view that the lowest, I beg your pardon, easiest path to getting 1 million people or 1 million family engaged in economic activities that we identify as job creation, agriculture offers that path. And so we were briefed by what they're doing. I encourage all members of Parliament to pick a copy of a report that they have found. I have a report here. Can circulate to all members of Parliament. But come back to the point on export levies or any charge on the agriculture sector. I want to also propose, whilst I'm a hard-nosed policy sort of sponsor on trying to take back more for Papua New Guineans, we must have a fine approach. Our take back scope must not offend return on investment for investors. And the agricultural sector, unfortunately, realistically, we've been yelling and shouting the top of our lungs since 2019 when we took office. One of my first earlier tasks was to make sure East Sepik Province and West Sepik become beneficiary to a European Union facility. Over 300 million kina was passed to those two provinces for cacao expansions. That's because we believe in this sector. But the step out from comfort by all of us at different layers has not happened in a big way. We don't view agriculture as answer to economic unlocking economic potentials, and few who have been engaged in this sector are still out there, like the Ramu Agros and the Britain palm oils, etc. And so we have to find a fine balance instead of killing investments. How do we maintain investments and promote investments? Without naming the leader concerned, outside of the at the government lobby, one leader asked me, how do we do this? And I said, well, you could either buy into the current business, or you could avail land. And that same money, let's get into doing what we can do in the oil palm space. So certainly we look into, and I've asked, in closing, asked the member concerned if there are any good specific areas for policy intervention. Good policies we will support. But these policies must make sure we get more, at the same time maintain our country as an investment destination. That's something we have to find a fine balance. And land is available, people in subsistence agriculture, how do you translate them to come across into commercial agriculture? One of the benefits of the kina at a lower value is to make sure our remittance from export earnings from agriculture comes back more to our country. So a lot of potential in this space. Export levies could be looked at. It's a policy I want to commend Coffee Minister. He started that space, the outgoing Coffee Minister. The other sister agriculture sector ministers are looking into the space. Our main agriculture minister, Minister Boito, is also looking into this space in terms of touching export levies, but we have to treat it very carefully. We may have exports in a key sector we want it to be stepped up. So it's certainly a policy we look at embracing. I look forward to working with the member for Talasia on any specific matters that you want to advise on. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Usinabundi.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Long Haram Voice People Blue Usinabundi Nagama. We rise this morning, long ask him question without notice, go along National Planning Minister. Unfortunately, I'm not stopped, so by me direct him go to Prime Minister. Now, please, Minister of Agriculture and Coffee, take note. Before let me ask him the question, I'd like to express a brief background of my question. Currently, as I'm speaking, there's 87 coffee parchment bags at Canine's remote airstrip in Gama LLG in my district, waiting to be freighted to Mount Hagen or Madang. Secondly, we got 256 40 kg paddy rice bags at Korobaka in Gama LLG, just around the Ramu River Delta in Usinabundi district. I'm trying to get a big rice mill from Madang down to that area to mill, sort out and pack, and send it on a motorboat up to Banu Bridge to be transported to the nearest market. Now, with my DSIP, I'm allocating about 140,000 kina for freight costs. I understand that there are some funding for freight subsidies available in the national planning. So my questions are there any funding for the freight, if it's available in the national planning, to support our local farmers right across Papua New Guinea, and especially for this situation in my district? If there are any, when can they be dispersed to the local districts so that we can make sure that our local farmers are given a fair chance to contribute to the market economy of the country? Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Question below member belong Usinabundi, pertinent, relevant. Country Blimi and Bikla country. We have 462,840 square kilometers, much bigger than Japan. Japan is under 380,000 square kilometers. New Zealand is under 260,000 square kilometers, or 270,000 square kilometers. We have a big country. You may need long connecting Molgata Wantem Road. That's why Connect PNG is relevant. I want to indicate to the member, we're trying our very best to connect Gembok, come down along Ramu Valley. So Whilst this is waiting, freight policy may put him at the finish about 6 years ago. But because budget limitations, some of the time you put him 10 million, some of the time 5 million. Emlo try assist him or airlines company or ship company. This law policy, you been stopped now, you may be subsidized in time COVID-19, he come up, you may subsidize him or ship company, lo karem kauka from islands come lo Mosby market, lo 2020. I will check where the freight policy is, but Bianim la thinking, you may put in transport minister, one time coffee. Emlo bungim freight policy, no transport, one time as sector, commodity sector. So there's a rationale of trying transport minister, one time coffee, and we'll trial him if the freight support can work. And we also have the price support mechanism. Thinking block government policy is tough, but unfortunately the delivery element, namelong sector, sector you handling model policy, sometime you put on straight. That's why you got right to asking planning minister, but let me not stop me carrying this question. I'll get back to you or look him how side you can work him transport uplift of all coffee blue come long market. A correct question you work him, and I'll get back to this parliament. In fact, when we resume again, we'll try to have a statement specific to make clarity on the freight support, price support, and the work of commodity in our country. Thank you.
Member for Sinasina Yangumol.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Lo capacity blow me also shadow Minister blow petroleum. Me like through my this black question go Minister blow petroleum lo government side. Honorable Jimmy Maladina. Me pla aware of some development forum blow Papua LNG now in progress. So me acknowledge him one kind work him lo bring him this lab project to these states. Me pla express him amo mas na support blow me pla lo em. Tu pla question me got him also. In apply museum this pla opportunity lo parliament na briefing me pla lo status na progress lo this la development forum na timetable blow na when ball conclude. This la important too lo question number 2. Lo one time a meeting also total by announcing final investment decision. So this is two black question and you can give me black so that you can sour now you may stop. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Petroleum.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Thank you through member for Sinasina Yongumuno. Good question again. Yeah, important time, relevant time. We must talk sour no Papua New Guinea isla. Where is the development forum is stopped now? Also, where is the project is stopped? Na big announcement been working no. This development forum come up. I think 1 week open is now. I need to know this project Papua LNG. I got one clause again. Also, I need to know law Papua New Guinea Oil and Gas Act. People must compulsory running one development forum. Now this development forum I'm asking basis blow income no law no Papua New Guinea also. Time people government he sim gas agreement plus signing one more developers. People must scale him how much money by this project by working no Papua New Guinea. Now people must also scale him some money now. And in those law people find out some people must find them capital cost again now. Once we find out government service land, company talking government now, people say okay. People say scaling on them all, Papa ground, provincial government, local level government, now DDA, now people must broken hub, kaigai go all too. So times the project come, all developers come talking about cost plan, but around $14.5 billion US dollars. So government working a calculation plan, take blum play come no. Coming to the country and was looking at around 5 billion or a little bit over 5 billion kina, 5 billion kina. So people must sit down now. 5 billion US dollars. So sit down. I need the law and 20% plus people must give him back no provincial government, LLG, DDA Now also all landowners, all important landowners blow this area. Now law blow Papua New Guinea the gas, oil and gas act mito kusem. Mibla mas scaling we on all Papa ground in east side no certain area PRL license area, processing facility na get on stop where pipeline be come down na it come down on Caution Bay where I'll call him LNG plant is stop. Now Mibla mas scaling no slow line. So that's why I also work him study, or we call him SML, na. Also then since SML come social mapping study come give him government now, no department blow petroleum. Na me plus again go outside and work him lobby it, na check him finish, na bla confirm him now, also give him department, but give him or identify him some landowners and give him no minister, na minister sa work him or call him gazette no determination. Na identify him one him landowners by affected na impacted no this project. So this was something that may come up a while ago, I think 2023 na respectfully member for Sinasuna Yongumuga Manamia been petroleum minister and work him some good work, plan the good work no project. Na me commend him, na me help him project go forward, na me been working determination identify him samplers all slow landowners. He come now project time before come said before we go back again. Times la project he come up and come back. People have been working first time or like quoting price of developers. Project he went up to us, 18 billion US dollars they went up. So people have been prime minister and myself. People have go meet on them or developers. People like him project, but people must reduce him price now. Moksum sa project go. So only come down Ken no 14.5 now. Only been sensing project league. Only been sensing project now. Condensate number or Salim go down Ken no Gulf of Papua. Now working pipe blocks seems like guest working go league. Now only sensing road block pipe lily he come down no come on central he go hit him legally go some Papa ground no Kairuku area Kairuku district. So this is the price he come down to me again me been put him now but determination go outside no this line affected no pipeline go same or landowners pipeline go same no or him Gulf of Papua na some pipe come affect him or some line no Kairuku me work him determination and identify him to landowners. So now me I need no oil and gas again because the development forum comes from blessing out him for line come. Blessing out him for line come, but me looks away. Na me like give him curiosity go no prime minister, deputy prime minister, and minister for provincial affairs. People looks away him. Some of the time people invite him all impacted landowners tasol. Or na blo Papa ground blo Gulf na blo Papa ground blo central but hey me also want him. People are invited. So people have been amending constitutional law with the support of this House. Thank you very much. All our members all been vote. Now people have been including DDAC come said no. DDAC come said no. Development Forum. So all DDAs now all carry mouse blow. All other affected landowners or other citizens of the district concerned. So inside this project and by or Kikori district all affected. Some Kerama district might be affected. Then online no Kairuku district are affected and all of Central Province and all of Gulf Province. So people are giving some mouse blow inside of a development forum. So people no Lusimo line go out. Even though law is restricting all affected, impacted landowners of footprint blows project, people are now changing law. Now this is the House me commending more the members of Parliament. People are giving all district come sit down inside of development forum. Now you are making mouse blow line no district. Most line of all provinces. So people got got a fair representation of development forum. So me like talks away. So people now starting development forum last Friday. People call him all got a line he come. Me and it no oil and gas act. Me got power no invite him. Usat can come. So people invite him. He uses the power and invite him over the money can. So me like announce him as a house and as a country. People look at some law. Now, all the man people invite him come as a development from Imaki Mosblo province, affected province, all the line affected inside no district, all the line affected no LLG, all the line affected no ward level, now all the line only gazetted and no, or landowners are affected by the footprint blow under the law, all the come na sit down the forum now. So last week, Prime Minister, in his good come opening, na launch him forum. Na people have been what they call people have been giving this director proposal no ogara line affected no sla project. So mi give him all this reporting on all this proposal na proposal mi toko sem no ogara sa line affected ogara sa or good line bliming all affected the project mi toksa this plan size blow peak this plan size and formula mi been using no PNG LNG department of this plan formula ban play using how much ba gono provincial government mi plan suggesting taso mi plan no talking mi plan suggesting so using past president no PNG LNG mi do sila ibla mas looking was calculation stuff but you plan must talk how much ba gono district how much can go no LLG how much ba can go no all papa ground affected papa ground so mi plan gives la proposal no na mi plan been talk as a state you plan must now go mi plan give 7 days from last Tuesday, we have been launching. We have given another 7 days now. You are going to sit down, houseman, blibla. You are going to sit down, area, blibla. You are provincial government go sit down. You are LLG go sit down. You are district go sit down. You are impacted landowners. And the determination. You are go sit down. You will discuss. You will think in one. You will scale in one. You will come next week Tuesday. You will call you again come back. You will sit down, pastor. You will talk somewhere. You will talk heavy people. You will put a proposal people. People no side by state people but guiding people. State by guiding people so. State in on negotiating because big size blow one cake people give 20%. You must discuss na make him agreement. Na you mean people of state but guiding people so. So me blows referee blows now na online by benefit only discuss now na it's going very well. Na me looks ours it will continue for a while. You know, quick like something as a government and a responsible government, we don't like rushing. Me like we should the time and we must talk about in Papua New Guinea that me as a responsible government and the Marapai Rosso, me work transparently, me make sure me behind law, me must make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. So me behind law that's all. Now it's a process that we start finish. Okay, one time me talk that's the second question, honorable member. Me am asking one time and me can conclude the process.
You?
Sorry.
Our question time is lapsed and we've given you almost about 10 minutes to answer to the question. So can you make that short so that we don't have time for grievance debate?
Okay.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me understand. Very short now. So people not rushing. Me the process plus like people not rushing. So me not give him time. Me not give him time, but me like make sure that the process go. Me budgeting was about 2 months. So within 2 months we should conclude this exercise. But I'm not putting a time on it, Acting Speaker. As to when by FID by announced, we will look at some final quarter of this year. Before the end of this year, we will some companies that will finish the development forum. The quicker we complete the development forum, and quicker we will issue development license, we will have an FID announced. Thank you very much.
Honourable members, our question time has lapsed. Minister for Mining, I believe you have a response to a question. Minister.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me asking leave law, chair law, make you one response.
Leave granted. You may ask do your reply.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me make you response law on question where Governor law, a supplementary question where Governor law or been asking law aste. This is in regards to who represents the landowners in the SMT. The answer to question below Governor display SNT. The simple answer to that SNT represents that the SNT represents the landowners, the provincial government, the national government, and the people of Papua New Guinea. SNT is appointed by the NEC on behalf of the government, and the composition of SNT is, as I've alluded earlier, is appointed by the National Executive Council. SNT is the national government body comprising senior Papua New Guineans with experiences in project negotiations, expertise in mining, petroleum or finance, economics, taxation, law, environment, labor, banking, and so forth. It comprises of relevant departmental heads, senior head, state of officials, and experts with relevant expertise engaged by the SNT. Since the SNT is the national government body, not everyone can sit on an SNT, especially if you are not part of the national government or only state agencies and specialists with the relevant skill set are invited to take part and assist in the SNT negotiation. The SNT project negotiation is only between the state and the project developer. The outcome of the SNT negotiation is called the mining development contract, an agreement between the state and the developer. That's only the state and the developer signs that agreement, which is excluded to the other parties. The MDC must first be agreed to between the state and the developer. Then both the state and the developer must sign the MDC. Then an SML is granted. A special mining lease or SML can only be granted firstly based upon the environmental permits and secondly in accordance with the terms of an MDC. The MDC is an agreement between the state and the investor and the negotiation that allows the state to determine how to treat tax and fiscal matters that only the state can decide upon. It enables the state to know how the developer intends to develop the project and how to fund it. It enables the state to know to fund it and how much the state is expected to make and how much will the state stake be. The state determines how much it will cost to acquire the share of the equity and how much it will give to the landowners and the provincial government as their share of the equity. The state is empowered by the Constitution and the law to make the decision for and on behalf of its people. Furthermore, the state is the owner of the resource. Therefore, the state is entitled to get royalty. However, the state gives away the royalty in full to the landowners and the provincial government in recognition of that of the use of their land and the extract of the resources. Mining is an exclusively a national function. It is not a delegated function. It has not been devolved to any other person. Therefore, every other person, including the provincial government, must be seeking or to develop the laws exercised by any powers relating to law. Finally, the provincial government and the landowners are not involved in the SNT. However, the landowners and the provincial government are involved in the community development agreement to determine the benefits distribution among the parties, among the recipients, and the commitment of each party towards the success of a mining project. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
Honourable members, grievance debate. The Honourable Governor for Manus.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Lo luksabe lo milo. Okim liklikol. Toktoki pas lo walk inside lo province. Firstly, me like thanking Prime Minister. Lo bulk submarine bulk kanoy kamap lo Manus na ikosim pumas we affect him. All people lo me. And 5 million kina we gaman lo man gaman lo imi ibin givim lo halumi pla. I affect him. Pasin lo kai blo samla line lo mi pla na pasin lo ron lo moto iko kam, especially when it come lo pasin lo. You like lo house or you like lo town so. Before that 2 million kina tu you bla bin give me pla lo. Strong bla wind will affect him. Mi bla na is New Britain. Kamol kta Millen Bay, all the other provinces. Me like talk thank you. Liklika tok lo mi bypass law. Recently, during the inaugural Ocean Summit lo Port Moresby, lo May 11th, Minister Bloimi, Blo Fisheries, and me declare him Solwara Blomanus Marine Protected Area, about 214,000 square kilometers. Display Paslo Solwara Blomanus, na go pass sighting it at him to Isipik, na Wesipik to meeting it Paslo display boundaries to. Me like talk look sabi lo display, also minister, inside lo display area, online blame blo National Geography, first time seas, in partnership with them PNG agencies na conservation organizations. All been look sabi, also me got all some la good pla marine lives where stable all this pla have. It got all good pla corals. Now plan is something stable have where you go narapla countries. By you find him one bla lo here, you go narapla province or no narapla you find him, but all this pla particular hub. You find him all this all something you like him, and you find him one block place, that's all. And this plow declare him he passed law western part law mainland Manus. He come law Nigoham group of islands. They come up all get law Awa Bubulu. 214,000 square kilometers of Solwara. Mipla Manus too. Sibandri Blomipla and 210,000 square kilometers. So by looking also, nunguti affect him passing lo work lo fish Blomipla too. Lo passing lo by me black sim peace by me go away. But overall me place me satisfied. Nungut long term long em. Nungut work lo tourism by come up time online by like come up na looking more this plus something. That's why me black by need him help lo government lo make sure infrastructures in place. In terms of jetties, maybe guest house, lo put him in place, lo expect him online, lo come, suppose display come up. So on that note, me talk thank you. But narabla ting to stop. It passed one term, ting blomita, so it passed one term minister. Normally, all kinds something all same. You must check him all provinces. Because underneath law, provincial and local level government, Act 2, Section 90, it give me blah, strong look out in province Blomibla, including Solwara Blomibla. So there must be good consultation. Before you go, now you work him all this blah declaration. Because me look sabe all same. Antap long rip, me no got problem long him. Because all this plus something is tablo rip. But now you meet touch him. Tarabla Solwara where 1/3 blong all tuna blame me catch him lo country is tablo this plus Solwara. Na plan lo province lo mupi go inside lo work lo fish. Now by you affect him work lo me now. Because me no got ground, me got Solwara that's all. So suppose minister even check him blood, then we give him some input from him as to whether you should declare him all geta or certain areas that's all. Me understand him. Ting block ground law by 2030. At least 30% belong all Solwara na ground blame should be. You may preserve him. This plan me understand him. But me all touch him pass law whereby affecting province blow me too. All same so I'm thinking plenty, it be play pass lo display. Display big plus Solwara now. Now by you pass him, now me by support him, all people blow me by hearing talk. But Bandria it pass one time. Main Bandri blow me go pass lo side blow Indonesia international border and all past there. Minister na government blow me. You me make sure all some Solwara by me protect him all poachers na online outside he come, or you may by look out him na narapla man outside by come sim as is the case tete. As is the case tete. So I'm concerned blom ya suppose you me talk by me protect him, me like him you bla assure me bla the true come and blame by working on something lo protect him.
lo make sure display bypass by stop straight. You know, got something by come up long. And the other thing now, because time me declare him all get happy, I'm including all area where online blow me place I catch him fish long along him. Na question now you all say, buy me online blow place where all catch him fish here. Buy you also want them now. Because school people long all work long all you come to solve here. So me no got problem lo display. Problem lo me ta solo sem. Gaman by you working on him. Lo halving display because pay affect him. Sit down blow line blow me play. All communities by you me working on him long all. Me play agree finish one time you play declaring finish. You me gaman so me play you no got choice. Because Toki come out finish lo iya block ground finish. But all communities here, government lo Papua New Guinea, by you working on them lo halvi mall lo make up, lo where now you may declare him na he had long all now. Lo go pain in peace lo display have. When them by you working lo LLGs by affected. But because me talk here, stable area blow me lo western close to lo place blow me straight, he come out here, he come all get a boundary blow shipping, na all get a pass finish here. So by you play working on them blow me play. Question blow me when me like a minister in no team, all cabinet members in no team, prime minister in no team. Me play by support him, but me play like him, you play halvi me play lo make so. Ting a good player. Ready me plan lo go inside long in terms of infrastructure me talking minister. You plan make sure you plan halvi me plan so that me plan can be ready. And number two, be like him inside lo next year's budget because you plan working decision without asking me. You plan must put him money now lo revenue come inside lo me plan special case lo display kind work lo make up lo display. Talk by long but time lo me talk 1 hour 30 minutes 1 minute 30 stuff. But me like touch him not plus side can recently me got plenty talk to lo display but by me cut him short, time lo me short. But me like recently me lo lombrum. Na time me lo lombrum me look him all get a house where all white man blow me walk lo have. All military line. And wara ipa equal house blow na all get something. Me like check him online blow me where all national line blame me. Wara ino connect long all put him the sol one la pipe lo namel na all expect him all kira line lo go sim wara long ha. Na El Nino by come now. Na some time all meri by la close to pipe lo display wara. Me asking Minister of Defense, foreign ministers, please time you bla working all agreements one time all line lo come you bla must take lo interest lo people blame me. Interest law province. Me got plenty experience where you saw him in a good plan. Asylum seekers mix him finat. Out of this agreement because I was never part of it. Australian Defense Force now, na DCA way on here. Me no kila onem something by manu sikisi. You bla talk to military. Na province blow me, foreign affairs minister you staff, you tambo blow me na all department blow you. Come inside strong na pike hard law display side. Area blow you yeah. So me no like you son happen you tambo na me like talk that solo. But at least me like him you take note lo display na kisi mo line blame me lo fix mo line blame lo defense force. Me no like him kind group of line established. You me treat him not a blow same. Now you me treat him not a blow same. Time blow me talk time blow me now we finish so by me stop lo display. But Speaker, thank you, Deputy Assistant Speaker.
Honorable Governor, your time has lapsed. I believe the Minister for Foreign Affairs heard you very clear. You have a point of order. What's your point of order?
Thank you, Speaker. I seek leave to ask you one question to you, if that's okay.
Honorable member for Goroka, this is a grievance debate time.
I'm raising this up because, you know, this Friday is a grievance debate for all of us. And this is the time where we, especially the backbenchers, want to ask ministers very important questions and our grievances. And it's very prudent for us as ministers to sit in our chair and listen to all this grievances debate. We owe this to the people of Papua New Guinea. And it's really sad that the good minister, the governor from Manus, has asked a very important question that it's important for his people in the province, and the good minister is not there, especially when the ministers are not here. It just defeats the whole purpose for us coming here. So my point of order, Mr. Good Acting Speaker, is does the standing order specify this kind of absence during grievance debate? Thank you.
Honourable Member for Goroka, your point of order is in order. I think many times the chair have already stressed that the honourable members, you are given grievance debate. When you are given a chance to speak, after you speak, you sit and hear others that gonna speak. And for the ministers, it's a good time to sit back during grievance debate and take note of what the members of this House has expressed on what they feel you need to attend to. So your point of order is in order. Member for Ijibitari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Deputy Acting Speaker, me like joining Mouse Blow, Governor Blow, Manus. Before you go on, declaring conservation, Solwarana, Eana, Bush, please sit down with the landowners and the local people, talk to them and get their views about the whole thing. I share the same sentiment with the governor for Manus. Because Mipla Loro province, after a local level government, Kles Blumi, Managlas Plateau, where I am a landowner also. We probably have the biggest declared gazetted conservation area in this country. 360,000 hectares of land where people, and this is virgin forest. Mino tok lo nazo so money kam na yumikolo planning diwai area pro claiming money. Mi tok lo money diwai where God walking that are still there. And our area has been declared a conservation zone where we cannot cut our trees to export. We cannot bring loggers in. We cannot plant oil palm plantations or move into big agriculture production on our land. And in this type of situation, what is there for our people? My people are ready to unconsent the consent they gave the government to declare the Managlas Plateau a conservation zone or area. So far, I want to, on this note, I want to also thank the Prime Minister for securing monies from European Union on behalf of this country for championing the conservation program, looking after our rainforest. I understand the first 70 million came in European Union. We village people don't know where it went to. And I'm thankful I hear that there's another 200 million European Union funds, euros that is secured for the next couple of years. But this money, the question is, where are they going to? We created fees that we collect at Jackson's Airport, green fees for tourists that come into the country from SEPA. And some of us are not just trying to plant trees. We are already conserving our forests. Now 360,000 hectares is about 3,600 kilometers of land. It borders into Sohe, it borders into Kokoda local level government, it borders into Poponeta local level, Poponeta district, into Higaturu local level government. It borders into Orobe East local level government. It's a huge land that are 30,000 plus people of Afore local level government, the Managlas people, decided to conserve because they believed in conservation. But today, what are we getting in return? Ask him, lo road, lo people, blooming. There was a 10 million kina that just disappeared within the system. From the Works Department, I've been asking for the last 3-4 years. It was in the budget. You can remember the late Minister for Works and Highway. I always brought it to him on the floor of this parliament. Like our brothers in Manus, now you have gone and announced conservation for his, what, Solwara Blem. Na bol pa inim kay luwe. So these issues, please, it's like government must address it very seriously. I'm a very frustrated man because my people are thinking that I'm getting that money and I'm eating, so I'm keeping quiet and staying. All of Latinos say, me deal with the government and you look like a start. Man, hear me up, please. I'm in a limbo, catch-22. And my people also are. I mean, you talk straight. Suppose you less give money kalum. Or line say mipla, tell us so we bring Malaysian investors in, we cut the bloody forest, sorry. I will do it, Mr. Speaker. I cut the forest out. Now planting oil palm plantation or something so people will pluck it. Some money looks like ground. Naina, if we cannot put our money where our mouth is, then forget talking about conservation. Some time ago, under conservation, one minister got 20 million for his people. All gonna plan him DY under the stone. Under the stone, you'll plan him DY. I don't know whether they're growing now. But that 20 million from conservation was given to the district, to the province. While some of us barely get nothing from it. And I mean, this type of attitude and this treatment has to stop, please. Enough. Enough. Look, provincial government inside the area, like our good Governor Manu said. What is the incentives we put for the provincial government? What are the incentives we left for our DDAs? What are the incentives for the local level government? Therefore, the local level government, the next meeting they have, they are planning to unconsent. The consent they put, 150 clans are trying to unconsent. The consent they put for the 360,000 conservation area in the Managlas Plateau. Minus I got weird unconsent stuff about them. All talk mipla consent, so mipla unconsent. And with that, at least I brought my people's grievance to this. Road belum play bagarap stop ya. School belum play bagarap stop ya. Law and order bagarap stop ya. Na try pla gira unia lo name lo country ya mipla conservation. Na you miss this name lo sila conservation lo pay money. Look, come inside the country. Okay, you need to come inside, please. Putin, Seablo, Olainia, one can you blow LNG, IDG, kind of G's number you make that blow slow. Grand share, you make that blow. Putin sample grand blow slow. Klenia, 150, two black clan or sign him consent blow. Putin sample grand blow slow line. It's just fair. Jumi walking la fure lo Managlas Plateau. Now all manus kame please walking G blow too. Grand blow line lo Solwara too please. Because I'm yumi stopping way blow lo Kshimania blow. Scoopy blow to him blow. So I am informing this house, especially Minister Milu look to him no stop there. Block conservation that my people have decided that the 152 clans that have given their consent are prepared to give their consent. And the Afro local level government, which the 360,000 hectares of land is on, are also trying to stop this project and invite loggers and oil palm people to come in and work on that land. Because Mipla, we gave that conservation area about 30 years ago when this project started. Now, sample line, as the chulo planning 20 million golol. And top of stone, and I don't know whether those land too di wai tu e mo group ini so ino yet minuklia. So, also I mitro mayat na you played, ask him you played. So one time this la, Mr. Acting Speaker, me talk thank you trulo. Luxalo people bro. It's veteran, especially the Managlas conservation area or Lily Grievance from Thank you.
The member for Samarai Murua.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, Logivin Luxawe, come along all people below Samarai Murua. I have a couple of grievances that I would like to raise on this floor. And number one block is in regards to a natural disaster. Natural disaster. Just recently we heard about the cyclone Maila and the devastation that has caused right across the province and especially in my district. I was very fortunate to go with the Prime Minister to have observed the disaster that was caused by the cyclone. Nipla go looking. And one of those reports that we had was on Budubudi Island in regards to the anchoring of that cyclone to be there for 7 to 8 days. And this is giving me Napla Kantintin because the nature of cyclones are supposed to pass through only a few hours, not to anchor down in one particular area for 8 days. And this is very evident that a natural disaster is now changing in terms of its intensity and its frequency plus time, So behavior of natural disaster in terms of cyclone has completely evolved. It is now a different thing altogether. Now again in Miharam, also there is El Nino. It's already here for another, I think, 6 months, maybe going 1 year. And the frequency and the intensity of El Nino bicenis. So we are not given ample time not only to address the cyclone, but now we're confronted with shortage of water. I am beginning to wonder this natural disaster and become in its leaps and bounds, and by more become yet. And we, in the areas where people seem time no good, people seem heavy, and now we understand also that these disasters are the consequences of industrialization. All emitters go inside the atmosphere. All industrial countries there. Now we who start to establish atolls and islands facing consequences, we are innocent. You know what, bro, you mean you cause more disaster, but we make him heavy because our emitters will cost him. And our government with its limited resources only trying hard to give him support. And our pest is now stressed. Cyclone come na government put him. Disaster long this El Nino government put him. Where else by mixing Halivim? Where else? Now I'm like put him on this floor. We need to hold the emitters responsible. You know, emitters don't become heavy. Industrial countries too must come give him Halivim come. We need to take this very seriously. Our cause must be heard by the United Nations. Our world must have him too. Heavy blow you must have it. Our government has very limited resources. Really budget tasso. We need to bring this issue. If we can't even go on to the United Nations, talk to all the industrial countries that we may have a very serious issue. And natural disaster. While you stretch him limits below you, me go resources below you. Let's hold those industrial countries responsible. All two must come give him all of him. District you not got money. Government got legal money. Provincial government got legal money. Disaster is now a national issue. It is now a regional issue. We need to stand up and raise our voices inside the United Nations and tell the industrial countries, all two must put him. All two must come give him. Our friends in Australia will come put him. Our friends in New Zealand will come put him. What about the rest of the world? Are they going to shy away from our suffering? Our islands are sinking. Our people below me need to be relocated. Now I'm looking Budi, I have to relocate them. You got a big island along Woodluck. Relocation costs to stop. Establishment of needed infrastructure and facility to stop. Big cost here. Our government, not got enough money. All emitters, they must now come and put their contribution to help ease our problems. This is the issue that me like raise him law here. And me like him, government must raise him law UN. And it must be heard. It must be heard because a lot more people will be relocated from the atolls because of rising sea level. A lot of people now by not water, they have to be relocated to Big Island. A lot of people now by not Kai Kai, they have to be relocated to the big islands. So this is the issue. We must now raise our voice. The level of United Nations must have them, and let's commit the industrial countries to help us. Now put him, support him, and help our people. Because our livelihood is now at stake. Our life is now at stake. Our future is now at stake. We must raise it. Number one, girls below me. Number two, Bill raising also is in regards to shipping. Shipping. Papua New Guinea, an archipelagic country, an island nation. Cargo below me, MSR come ship, shippers, low shippers cargoes, all boats are carrying go come. Low islands or like it's in cargo, but it's in ship na go. Or anywhere else in the country, you must go to port. Na carry cargo you go. In the country, me look at myself, you got few shipping companies were already monopolizing this industry, the shipping industry. When they are not monopolizing this plan, we have no control over costs they incur. And that cost is now passed down to us, the consumers. Time you go buy more kaikai or buy services, whether it be fuel, or it be food, medicine, or clothing, or any other drapery, for that matter. There is a need. There is a need for a national shipping policy. There is a need. Even though can laremo few players that's all monopolizing shipping industry. We need to create a policy where it will enable us to increase the number of people or players who must come inside. Even on national too. Even government must participate so that we have control over shipping. At the same time, we can control the routes. Major routes are controlled by few because all behind him, major resource projects. They dictate where the routes are. And in the end, you may people, you may sit down and look that's all. We need to take over this also. Government must look at the National Shipping Service. I must participate in go inside. Now bringing more shipping services, it go down to people, so the services go to people and costs will be reduced. Logistic costs will be reduced. So you can cut in costs of services go to people. This is one of the big something where we work look, and it is not there. We need to do something about it. We must do something about it now. Otherwise, maybe by sit down tassel, and eventually you may complain about costs. Fuel costs go on top. Kai costs go on top. Services, you go expensive. So this is one of the agreements Lomi me like raising. Thank you, Chair.
Member for Alatau.
Acting Speaker. Thank you, Lord Luxa, Lord people, Alota. Brother Blumilo Island, Tok finish, so you may come to mainland Ken. Firstly, Acting Speaker, be Amama Sosum Minister responsible or area where me like debate, Honorable Simalili. I'm stopping inside the house, so I can have him debate Blumi. So thank you, Minister. Before me talk lo debate Blumi, Acting Speaker, me like acknowledge me on talk thank you you been accepting invitation Blumi na visit him rural district Blumi lo Baniara, Rabaraba. It's important that legislature too come down low ground level na looks away lo isolation lo places Blumi. It's also important for ministers to travel the length and breadth of our country, so when we make debates, you understand the gravity of where we are coming from. We also acknowledge him, Prime Minister. He also drove the road under the Connect PNG from Abao to Alatau. So my debate will be around that area. Mr. Acting Speaker, my debate is in relation to the Morogoina to Garaisu 242-kilometer stretch of that southern corridor. Contract has been awarded to a tune of 1.6 billion that will go for a period of 80 years. My support for that connectivity is critical, and I think Prime Minister himself will appreciate that a few weeks ago we had a SME week, of which I brought 30 SME from Alatau to Port Moresby, basically to see the potential of how our SMEs can access the Port Moresby market. The accessibility is also important, and the intentions of the Connect PNG is to connect our people from the rural areas back into the Port Moresby or to the ports, main ports. This is a contract of 242 kilometers, all sequencing of 4+ sections. 60 kilometers starting from Morogoina, and that will end in Garaisu. My concern, Mr. Acting Speaker, is that this sequencing, I feel that it will affect my people, because the section by section ceiling arrangement will also not fulfill its intentions. The reason is this. You mean like Silim Road, Lomoroiguina for the first 60 kilometers, and then the next 60 kilometers. By the time we reach Garaisu, it could be the 80th year. All people need to access in this road before 8 years. We plan on wait 8 years to access in this road. So concern Blomi enough department relooking this arrangement. Enough lo you fix him all bridge na make him all weather na give him access lo man lo go na campus them. Bien you talk lo ceiling. Right now, this la contract I'm all like Silim Road, lo Moroguina, in all of first 60 kilometers. Now, line upside lo this 60 kilometers, you got all bridge where you still no lead lo fixing because all log bridge here and what I was in this. And so my concern, Mr. Acting Speaker, is that sometimes common sense need to prevail. Common sense need to prevail so that you may give him access, lol man. This la bridge some months ago it been washed away and Logan Bridge. Now it defeats our plans and our intentions to give access to our people. We have to spend nights waiting for the rivers to flooded rivers to come down so that we can cross the rivers. A lot of traveling passengers have been abused on the way. And so these concerns are there, law and order, security. And so having a good, safe driving road is important. And so I want to raise this concern. I know that the good minister is aware of my concerns. I've written to him, but I'm good blows and me raise him so that all people below me too can hear him. That this like concern blow me raise him lawyer. The second one me like raise him, Mr. Acting Speaker, is that if minister can look, lo starting road lo moro goina has paid a contract. We let it as it is, but also to start the road at Garaisu, and then they can meet at some point on the contract arrangement. Why I say this is because the biggest development on the Alotau side is the oil palm development. And of course we have logging concessions that are happening there, fishery, and we as a province want to give access to our SMEs to come into the Port Moresby market to sell their products. And so that's one of the important challenges that we face that I want to raise in this House. Before I conclude, Mr. Acting Chairman, is the road, Alotau Town Roads. The contract on that road is under TSSP program. Mr. Acting Speaker, kind of similarly, you know, there's rainy lay, we also have rainy Alotau. Now, all this road contract, yeah. Time you may put him coltan after 1 month, na potol come up Kenya and big black concern. Yeah. So if the minister can look at concrete pavements, just like Leh, and townships that have rains that are consistently every month happening, then maybe the arrangements can be also looked at as well in putting concrete pavements to townships that have consistent rain in the areas. So these are the two main concerns that I have, and I hope that the minister can look into it and talk to his relevant secretary to look into it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member Block, Kundiawa Kembo.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Long Luksawa, long people, long Kundiawa Kembo. We like join the debate, long morning. Me like asking question, long Minister, long State Enterprise, na KCH, but question time run out, so I think me by discuss long grievance debate. We got concern like long all this LR group of companies where me Harim also lately only work long, only start long pack up or only plan long. Lost some country long you mean go back long one of my ball come long in. Now 2014 he got one by NEC decision where government may be in partner through KCH one time multiple companies. The venture going to long big projects inside long country, one of which Emily Mofamia, Narbla long agro-industrial park long civic plains, Sambla long Morobe, Sambla big projects too come up long Southern Islands. So you may look at all Sambla successful projects of Emily Farm, where you may look at all working milk. Okay, Narbla long vegetable farm on 9 Mile. Yeah. The idea was for import substitution of agricultural products. Okay, you may state, any working financial contribution, any legislative partnership, or any providing financial guarantees, which I'm not privy to. But only providing financial guarantees, like small loan or insuring all project risks, or kind of some. But now, me Harim was only losing country now, only plan to losing country now, only go back. Since establishment now, operations ball come now, you mean no kissing one blah. Or KCH kissing some blah. Financial reports or some blah dividends or KCH or some form of accountability. This arrangement must come up. Because Minister was steady providing guarantee in millions. Now I am very important because you may talk long commercial agriculture. Okay, Mr. was Kumul agriculture too involved. All legal individual farmers, you mean they all know about capital, all know about technology, but they struggle to participate in the agriculture space. But what state you can work in, you can go on large commercial scale. And the model with the LR group of companies, I mean, one good model with country we can use him. We can drive that through KCH now, Kumul Agriculture. You may get all rundown coffee plantations, Bougainville, leader of government business. Additional coconut plantation, you long Buka Island, you go long Kinputs. It's the biggest, one's the biggest coconut plantation in the southern hemisphere. Okay, one kind two, you may get all plenty of plantations, cacao, Wagime plantation, plenty all this stuff. This I'm needing on the state entity or driving all this commercial interest inside long agriculture sector. Now, you may, look him. This is a Tok Blong Kumul Agriculture. Now it's a partnership with a large group of companies. One time state. I think all this Minister of International Trade and Investments. You try and find out, suppose one something me harim him true or not. Suppose them true, we must bring this to the fore, enlighten the country, and I think we must run with the model, the business model. Because but attract him from farm to the market. You must manage him also. I'm like asking one question time long morning, but no time, so me put him long grievance debate. Narbla maybe discuss long morning lo government caucus, but meeting also very important, very important. Prime Minister, thank you for leadership on you, for changing all resource. Lost blame on country. Now, me commend him, Minister of Petroleum, where you working some progress go inside long production sharing. Kailo mining where Tok established the floor now. Plenty of you mean survey, but me like repeat again. You may look him long. Official IRC report. Official IRC report. Mining and petroleum tax, 2025, was about 4.1 billion kina. You may get 8 or 9 mines around operating inside of the country plus PNG LNG project. So tax put together only by 4.1 billion kina. But question now under the current pricing. Only pay me enough or not. Only pay me enough or not. So time you may serve how much petroleum tax going to low. IRC, but time you may rouse him maybe petroleum tax from the 4.1 billion. I think the mining sector, I think in aggregate, all the 9 or 8 big mining operators in the country, I think almost buy them around maybe 2 to 3 billion. This line enough or not? Okay. So 2025, London Bullion Market Association world price, gold, precious metals. 2025 on average ranges from $2,500 US to $4,500 US. You may start on the conservative estimate for $2,500 US. Okay, country every year on average exports 1.8 million ounces of gold to 2 million ounces of gold annually. So you multiply that by the conservative price, let's say $2,500 US. So you look at you multiply that, the total revenue from the mining sector that is accrued to all the mining operators in the country hovers around $2 to $5 billion US. Now you convert him, go along. Current exchange rate probably double, but triple, but times 4 or 5. So you apply this law. Non-tax revenue, non-resident company tax of 40% that under our equity regime, you may apply them. We are looking at 5 to 8 billion kina. Kina, this is what mining tax should be for the country. The potential envelope revenue, not 2 or 3 billion. So you may ask, where has this money gone? Is it hidden somewhere in the books? So what I'm trying to get at is, we're not getting what we're supposed to collect under our current fiscal regime. So, meeting also, this la tok blong royalty. Okay, you may rasim lo ground now, kap, you kiss him. Na up lo state me at me karim gona me salim na me kiss him. Asam Bible you talk what 10 team must give him long, big man, na 90% lo yet. One kind two, you must buy in state too. So low royalty regime supposed to be legislating, or you may codify 10 to 15% royalty and need mining. That will be enough for us to collect 5 to 8 billion, which we are currently not. We are tracking behind. We must collect him 2 to 3 billion stuff. So me walk along. Tintin Prime Minister, Tintin, you told us later this year by me making major amendments to resource laws. I think now Minister Mining, time even Mining Minister time even started some work. So you must commissioning on the study long, assessing all different options. Which one is the optimal fiscal regime in the mining sector that we should adopt, legislate? Now you may using. It's now 50 years now. You may start mining gold or other metals. Long country you may for more than 40 years, 50 years now, or 60, 70 years. Kalau MRA data only tokosan, MRA Geological Department, although by 2060, country will never know more mine. Look mine, you must study exploration now. Now, exploration in Salon country will go down. So I think by me look long.
Honorable member for Kundewa, I'm sorry to interrupt. Your 10 minutes of debate has already lapsed.
Sorry, Napiu. Actually, we only 1 minute. That's all I'm concluding. So, me like just those you need law seriously look long this fiscal regime of mining sector. That's all you must back him up on them study. Now work him good. Now time you may apply him, you know, time SML number expire or Nublo project number or Wafi and Frida number, yeah, you may can apply him all this law. You may not disrupt him all normal or current existing operations and law or existing licenses. Thinking below me long, side long, amendment below fiscal regime below mining sector. Number two, just quick one, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honorable member, I would not allow you to continue. I'm sorry, your time has already been lapsed.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Next time, let me complete. Thank you.
The Honorable Governor for New Ireland.
Thank you, Honorable Acting Speaker. I'm number 8 time now, Mr. Nap. Let me like to thank you, long looks out of me now. Long likely Kerry me, long New Ireland, with some of our honorable members and governors have already expressed their concern. Me too like sharing concern below me. But firstly, me like to thank you, long Prime Minister Blomipla, Honorable James Marape, one time Deputy Prime Minister, na Pangu Party, long look sawa, long party leader below me, na game Ministry belong Civil Aviation. After 10 years now, PPP come back also one Prime Minister long government. Thank you very much long this plan. Me too, Ms. Anapia, I've been endorsed by the PPP Pangu deputy leader in New Ireland and New Guinea Islands, and I'm under that PPP Pangu partnership. So looks how I come long me and I go long leader below me and big plus something long display government. Me like talk big plus thank you long government long you me long display time. But legally, bell heavy blow me long display time. Behind him, some talk was him governor long manusi talk na member Ivitari na Samarai na Alatawi Toktok. Want the member of Long Right Coast now. I mean, sorry for Kainan too. Me too got same problem. But firstly, me like expressing heavy blow me long. Sambla harim ken now long morning. You go long questions. You go long Minister long trade and investment, international trade and investment. Long number 3 intention long kisim new pla fish cannery go long PMIZ. Me congratulate him, you minister. You work hard long this pla. Want them this pla SEZ policy. Na me like congratulate him you long this pla. You have done well. You have succeeded. Na me pla too long New Island no like me south. Me harimo sem now to sol you talk by got new pla cannery long Medang. And narpla two pla can by come up. But long Mipla long New Island and the New Guinea Islands, Mipla all islands fishing stop namelo Mipla kirap long kanu, sleep long kanu. You yet you sabe, minister na. Mipla yet ni no got cannery. So provincial government long Mipla want them support long minister long treasury Mipla endorse him Mipla too like him SEZ long New Island. Mipla too like him Mipla fish cannery. Along this time too. So we are working hard on it. We engage him some consultants along kirapim this cannery ting blong mipla long New Island. But concern blong me too osem governor blong Manusi talk mipla too is stop inside long this conservation marine conservation area. Where 200,000 kilometers Blamipla too is stop only designate him only endorse him finish but question Blomi was one time this kind consultation he come up because me too me stop 6 plamoon and me no clear along this pla but he announced him this pla conservation area finish now no good affect him like Blamipla long kirapin fish cannery Blamipla. Now, Liglik fishing project where provincial government already he got fishing business inside Longhem. So consultation along this marine conservation could also affect other industry or some peak oil and gas exploration Blomipla. We asked them to sit down with them online long peak. Also been looking treasure. This oil and gas exploration ongoing in New Island waters. Estimate over 30 trillion TCF. We not clear long all this something, but also I'm only talking about it's the bigger and the biggest in the country. So that could also affect our explorations in the waters. So long this plateau, me like talk thank you long Prime Minister and the government long assistance long 5 million igam long mipla long disaster long big pla win. Prime Minister thank you. Ikam igo long helping mipla fixing bridge pla mipla baim kai kai pla mipla. But the only problem Prime Minister Defense Force pla mipla come late. Na Navy, mipla got Navy, but mipla got Planty Island, but Navy inokam. So one pla concern blo mipla long this pla Navy blo mipla long helping mipla long time long disaster. We are marine, we are made up of all our islands out there, but our defense force cannot reach us in these times, and it's a concern for mipla because to hire boat, to charter a boat from Karim Kaikai Golongol Island, it's about 20,000 a day. And Mipla not affording this pla along this pla time. Mipla too miss out along this pla connect PNG long by Miglik boat from Mipla too. And I think we can look at the possibility of purchasing a boat for us, especially to help us in the problems of disaster, because the cost is too much. We got a several islands, several populated islands, and for us to charter boats just to deliver food is over 100,000 a weekend. It's just not viable. So me ask him, government too long look long this plan. Now considering me plan long connect him. Me plan too want them more lig boat blow me plan, big plus ship blow me plan, long all island blow me plan. Ask him blow me too. Me like government long take note na consider him airport blow me plan long caving. I believe along Millen Bay too. Me sit down with them cultural minister last time. Then me talk to provinces where only designate him international airport. Now extension is in caving in Millen Bay. So this plot too. Thank you long appointing minister. Me sorry me got big plot walk long helping government long straight him airport long APEC. But at the same time by in a look long caving and Millen Bay long helping me play long tourism potential long me play. Number 3. Number 4, alongside long royalty too. I got legislation or law. Government walking penis long pogera na me like sharing consent lo me want them member long kainan too or sem. Display increase long 1% in on up. But me by accepting past them under the current MOA discussions because he stopped. Government walking penis, MIPLA accept him. It's not legislated, but we'd like the government to consider that because you can earn a bit more, we can earn a bit more, and the government can earn a bit more internal revenue, and people can benefit from the existing resources that we have. Naam Tasol, thank you very much, Acting Speaker.
Honorable members, according to the standing order, when our time is at 1 o'clock, we can't go beyond 1 o'clock on grievance debate. So our time has already been lapsed. So, honorable members, our grievance debate time has lapsed. Leader of government business.
Assistant Speaker,
Leader of government business. Address chairs, Acting Speaker.
Acting Speaker. Forgive me, Acting Speaker. Plenty good debate in me come before the House long all plenty important national issues. Before me move him all motions below me give him big look server or Governor below you me long NCDC on the report that he provided yesterday and Deputy Speaker me like move him this special parliamentary committee long child and youth well-being also must come up a permanent committee long parliament na me move him also to Honorable Governor Jufa and we can come up also this chairman long this by petition committee. Deputy Speaker.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Leader of government business.
Thank you, our honourable leaders. Lo Yumi put him this very important parliamentary committee now and become a permanent. Long continue lo look long all young club lo Yumi where many of our work we do ultimately they are the greatest recipient of the laws and policies we pass. And it's before I move my second motion, I just want to also just echo that the report really does highlight the dysfunctional maneuvering of the mechanism that is required to deliver on our laws and our policies. And it really amplifies the disjointedness of our bureaucracy. Many times we put pressure on ourselves as legislators, and we debate, and I commend all leaders that we have done laws that speaks to the needs of our youths and many of our needs of our country, but we are always at the mercy of the machinery. So to all the bureaucrats, to the heads of departments, agencies, statutory heads, take note of this significant report because it is a reflection of your disjointedness. You're not collaborating, you're not coordinating, and you're not adhering to your KPIs and your responsibilities. And I commend the Chief Secretary for finally putting it out on paper for those that have not accorded their responsibility, dispensed their responsibility to report back to government. And it is not the responsibility of the Chief Secretary to remind you to present your annual reports. Deputy Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
The question is that the motion, take my pardon, is leave granted? Make a motion.
Deputy Speaker, I move that Mr. Soroi Ioe, Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government, Mr. Ekime Goroshao, Member for Daulo, and Ms. Franska Semoso, Member for North Bougainville, be granted leave of absence for the medical review and to attend to an official engagement in province, respectively.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. The government business.
Deputy Speaker, I move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at 2:00 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, our leader of government business.
Deputy Speaker, I move that Parliament do now adjourn until Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at 2:00 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Honourable members, I now urge Parliament to its rising till 25th of August, 2:00 p.m.